Good morning, everyone. Namaste. Let's call in Archangel Michael to clear, cleanse the space, all negative and lower vibrations from our mind, body, and soul, home and hearts, placing the white light of protection on us with his blue seal. And I want to continue, guys, reading on my St. John's on the Cross, the Dark Night of the Soul, based on the fact that a lot of people are going through the Dark Night of the Soul now. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience, and I'm just going to read a couple of sentences out of this. It's difficult to read because it is such an older version of the book. And I feel like it's going to get lost in a lot of people. So I'm just going to read a couple versions of it, but for those that again don't know, you can start by watching the videos down there on the Dark Night of the Soul. But the Dark Night of the Soul sounds scarier than it actually is. It's something that you temporarily go through. It's an ego death so that you do not start to inherit gifts and then do negative things with those gifts. So by going through the Dark Night of the Soul, not only are you paying back your karma that you need to pay back so that you can level out, and I have a lot of birds going crazy right now next to me as I'm saying this, but also additionally, you are becoming one with God and your higher self, and they need to prevent you from having that type of power. They humble you as a result of it. It's an ego death. So literally nothing in your life goes right. You literally go through a standstill of like 6 months to a year of literally nothing going right in your life. You don't get any positive reinforcement in any avenue of your life. And I'm at the very tail end of that. So I'm literally, for the last, I would say, I don't know, the last 3 years have been tough, but the last year I've literally been in complete stagnation of zero things going my way at all. And that is to prohibit you from having that type of power and doing negative things as a result with it. So I'm just going to skim through a couple of things. So again, we're on chapter 2. It's a certain spiritual imperfection which beginners have the respect to habit of pride. As these beginners feel themselves to be very fervent and diligent in spiritual things and devout exercises, from this prosperity, although it is true that holy things of their own nature causes humility, there often comes to them through imperfection a certain kind of secret pride, whence they come to have some degree of satisfaction with their works and themselves. And hence there comes to them likewise a certain desire, which somewhat vain and sometimes very vain, to speak of spiritual things in the presence of others, and sometimes even to teach such things rather than to learn them. They condemn others in their heart, and they see that they have not the kind of devotion which they themselves desire. And sometimes even say this in words, herein resembling the Pharisees, who boasted of themselves, praising God for his own good works and despising the publican. So I'm not going to go too far into detail on this, but let me read this part 3. It looks interesting. It says, sometimes too, when their spiritual masters, such as confessors and superiors, do not approve of their spirit and behavior, for they are anxious that they shall do esteemed and praise, they consider that they do not understand them, or that they, because they did not approve, that they do not understand them, and this is why they did not approve of this and comply, that their confessors are themselves not spiritual. So again, it's quite wordy, so that's why I'm just going to start summing it up and maybe even talking about my Dark Night of the Soul. But you can have many different Dark Night of the Souls, and generally they don't last very, very long. The best thing I would advise if you are going through a dark night of the soul is to surrender to the process and surrender to God, and ask your God and your team of light to, or source, or the universe, whoever it is you pray to, ask for assistance and guidance. The more you can surrender and get out of your ego of trying to control everything, the quicker and easier it's going to go. I will give you an example. I broke my ankle last October of 2024, and literally, I think in December, I fell in the bathtub. I had a cast on. I couldn't put any weight on it. And I was trying to take a shower, and I slipped and I fell and I hit my head, and I instantly cried out to God. And that was my turning point. Before that, I was very, kind of wallowing in my pain and agony. I couldn't really walk or do anything like that. And it was very difficult for me because I was used to walking and being someone on the move. And I had to take like 3-4 months and just literally like almost lie there. And it was very hard on me. But once I surrendered to that process, literally within a couple of months, I started to get better. And it didn't even take a year to heal it. It maybe took like 8 months to where or 6 months, 7 months to where I could start going walking. So just keep that in mind if you're really struggling right now, that surrendering to whatever you're going through, asking what is the lesson I'm meant to learn throughout this situation, and surrendering it is really going to be beneficial and help you to gain that needed life lesson that you're meant to learn, as well as understanding and appreciating that going with divine flow. So I hope this helps. I love you all. Have a blessed day, and namaste.